Well, if there ever was a signature sound, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, for all the guitars he's changed in and out of his arsenal and his paint, you know, his toolbox of guitars, wow, this has really been around. 1982, and the big Metheny fans will know the Off-Ramp album.
Sure.
And that album opens up with this incredible sounding guitar. Yeah. And you know, a few people played these Roland synths over the years, but Pat has kept it as part of the palette.
Right.
I mean, it's really just, and I'm always, as a fan, you put on a new Pat album and you're listening and it's going in this direction, that direction, and there it is. You know, that sound. And sometimes you don't expect it. It's like right after a you know, a Michael Brecker sax solo, or right after a beautiful piano solo, and you go, all right, got me again.
Yeah.
So it's just as valid of a voice, in my opinion, to his nylon strings, to his jazz guitars, and so this is one of them. He's got a number of them, of the guitar controller. This is the Roland GR-303, and the synth itself is the 300. And it's an analog synth. Wow. It's a polyphonic analog synth. So I have to tune it every day like a mini Moog.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's just a beautiful synth. This is a hex pickup, so it's got 6 little pickups. All 6 strings go into the guitar. There's actually, into the synth, there's actually switches. You can turn off any of the strings if you want.
Huh.
So you can really control what's happening. Otherwise, you got controls on here, typical synth controls for controlling LFO and vibrato depth and whether there's fuzz or not, and a filter sweep. So a lot of the typical things on any synth, and then you could blend guitar and synth 50%, 100%.
Right.
He leaves it on 100%, leaves the filter kind of open, and plays it as a guitar too. It's a pretty nice guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, okay, so this is 40-year-old technology. Where do you get parts? They don't, I mean, like,
yeah,
it's got to be, because it's a road warrior, so it takes some hits.
Absolutely. Well, the good news is, I mean, just like there's fenders and different things, that the parts are still pretty good.
Yeah.
This is even newer, so knock on wood, everything's pretty robust. There are some people who work on them. Yeah. There's a guy named Wayne Jones that we got to give a shout out to. Wayne Jones. His website is jones.com with 2 S's. He is the genius on this whole world of stuff. So he does repairs, he's got parts, he knows who has parts.
Yeah.
I talk to him all the time. He will tell you, oh, there's this company in Japan that makes the exact replacement for, and
he's on your favorite list. He's speed dial.
He's speed dial, and I've studied his stuff for years, because just working for other artists too, you know, working for Adrian Belew or Steve Howe, Al Di Meola used the VG-88. Oh, right. And I used to go to this guy's website to get manuals and info. So he's been a long time resource for me. Yeah. And he's really the biggest nerd and all this stuff.
My kind of guy. That's great.
But these are, you know, there's people who repair them, and there are parts out there. So,
that's great.
yeah.
Okay, I love that the pickups left are long since
leave it
off.
And he leave it there. This stuff too, like these are glued down because he wants them off.
Okay.
And that too. So he gets the sound he wants and then does the rest of it on the box.
Yeah. Okay.
So
great.
This guy here is
Roland?
That's a classic. You know, he's had that for 40 years, and he's one of the first people to use the Roland guitar synth. And it's one of those things that's on just about every Pat Metheny album. I mean, I haven't really gone one by one. I know most of his records, but pretty sure it's on every record. Yeah. I mean, maybe there's 2 or 3 that are with an orchestra or something.
Right.
But
I saw him almost 40 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And he had that guitar.
Yeah, yeah. It's a signature. Yeah.
Yeah. That and the 175.
Absolutely.
Okay.